pushed on the button. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for joining us. We're Mike and Dev from Music for Busy People.
I hope it was his interesting clips that got your attention, because those are really funny. I mean,
What interesting clips?
Your thumbnails that you put up. I mean, if you're I never see them until he's finished. So I'm like, who am I going to be today?
You're going to be a witch in this thumbnail.
You mean, is this like candid photos?
Today's plan is to wrap up Moving Pictures.
Oh.
We have 2 songs to go for Moving Pictures: Witch Hunt and Vital Signs.
Ooh.
For Witch Hunt, we also have a live version we're going to be watching.
Goody!
From the Snakes and Arrows Tour 2007. And then for Vital Signs, we'll have our lovely 1981 video, which I suspect is going to look similar to the other videos they did, them performing in the studio.
In that snow-shrouded chalet?
In that lovely studio out in the forest.
Yeah.
It's on the outskirts of Montreal. It's time for Witch Hunt.
Let's do it.
So this is the 3rd part of a series of songs called the Fear series.
Nice.
But even though it's the 3rd part, it was the first one they recorded. Isn't that odd? So I think they recorded the 2nd one next and then the 1st one next. And then I think later they actually added a 4th part. Don't ask me what the 3 songs are that make the Fear series, but I'm putting it on the screen now.
What are the 3 fears?
It's whatever that I have on the screen now.
Okay. Let's just have fun with it.
I slept well. I want to
hear witch stuff. And I'm crossing my fingers that it won't make me like miss Queens of the Stone Age.
Another interesting thing about this song is that Hugh Syme plays keyboards, and you may ask,
who is that?
He's the guy that designed the album cover and many of their album covers. I'm not 100% sure this is true or not, but supposedly they recorded this in the studio the night that John Lennon was shot.
Ooh, bummer. Did they know that? That's always the question.
I think they found out during...
when they were just in there doing stuff. Yikes. That's a leveler.
I think this song is essentially criticizing intolerance, probably.
Okay.
You know, because burning witches isn't nice. Shouldn't do that. It's not... Witches are people too. Okay, it's time for Witch Hunt. 2nd song on side 2 of Moving Pictures. Another song they're starting with little bells or chimes.
I'm all about those wind chimes.
Wait, listen to what's happening. It's definitely getting a little more foreboding. I think that may be the band out in the parking lot.
Wonderfully eerie. I dig.
I think it's... Are you feeling afraid? I think you're supposed to feel some fear here. I'm getting that. Angry mob, it sounds like to me. Angry mob. Okay.
The night is black without a moon. The air is thick and still. The vigilantes gather on the lonely torch-lit hill.
Cowbell. We always point out cowbell.
Features distorted in the flickering light. Faces are twisted and grotesque. Silent and stern in the sweltering night. Mob moves like demons possessed.
There is a mob.
Quiet in conscience, calm in their right. Confident their ways are best. Oh,
straight political.
They say there is strangeness too dangerous in our theaters and bookstore shelves. Those who know what's best for us must rise and save us from ourselves.
Very solemn ending. It wasn't a happy song. It was supposed to have inspire fear of like
relaying a message.
Crazy mobs coming to because you're not the right type of person. The cancelers are coming with torches. I think the angry mob was them in the parking lot. I thought I read that they went out on a cold night. They brought some liquor.
Oh.
And, just had fun with it.
I love it when you can hear the drum, like it's circling your head.
Yeah.
I love that part.
I have a feeling they're using a different scale just to give that ominous feeling to it. Not a major scale. There's a minor scale. They may be using that. Okay, so now we're going to listen to the 2007 live version. They're in the Netherlands. The Snakes and Arrows tour. The chickens.
It's good when there's rotisserie chickens.
The rotisserie chickens.
Very hellish.
This should show be Halloween right now. They got the flamethrowers going though, that's cool. Fire good. Nasty.
The night is black without a moon. The air is thick and still.
Big sound.
The vigilantes gather round. The lonely torch will hill. Flickering light, faces are twisted and grotesque. Silent and stern in the sweltering night, but mobbers like demons possessed.
I think he's playing the cowbell with his left foot.
Conscience come in their right, confident their ways are best.
I love that part.
That dude has got some serious range. I like his older voice a lot.
tables and bookstore shelves. Those who know watch their stoners must rise and save us from ourselves.
I love that outro. I would like it to go on longer. Like
You
the
mean
end
his
of
guitar?
Yeah, the outro. He was doing a guitar solo during the outro, and the drums,
it was
fills, and
just
stuff.
nice, yeah.
I wanted it to be longer. I was thinking like Comfortably Numb has a long guitar solo outro. That sounded very large. That's the word that comes to mind. Massive. Time for the last song on the album.
Okay.
Oh.
I've actually grown to like them quite a bit.
Yeah,
And I'm surprised too.
This song was relatively famous, so I doubt it'll be disappointing. It's called Vital Signs. I don't think this song was super popular with Rush fans when it first came out, because it's a different departure for them. It's kind of interesting that it's the last song on the album too, because maybe that's the whole point. It's like,
They slipped it in there.
No, they're like, well, here's a taste of what a new direction we might be going in. Because I know it has like a reggae feel to it, and definitely some of their songs later on have at least parts of it that are sort of reggae-ish.
Every band seems to have to taste that.
This is Vital Signs, final song on Moving Pictures.
Last but not least. It's a little bit Daft Punk.
There's your reggae. Sort of reggae-ish.
Unstable condition, a symptom of life.
They get a little more experimental with their videos.
Mental and environmental change. Atmospheric disturbance.
1981 special effects.
Huge flux of human interface and interchange. The impulse is pure. Sometimes our circuits get shorted by external interference. Signals get crossed and the balance distorted by internal incoherence. A dying mind become a shapeshifter. Everybody need a mood lifter. Everybody need reverse polarity. Everybody got mixed feelings about the function and the form. Everybody got to deviate from the norm. An ounce of perception, a pound of obscure. Process information at high speed. Pause, rewind, replay. Warm memory chip.
Lots of offbeat emphasis. I like his drum style.
Random sample of the one you need.
This part seems more like standard Rush fare.
Leave
There are two Gettys.
Everybody got mixed feelings.
I want to hear him play those congas.
Everybody got mixed feelings.
What the hey is on his shirt?
Everybody got to deviate from the norm.
That bass sound, man.
Everybody got to deviate from the norm. Everybody got to elevate 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 from the norm. Everybody got to escalate from the norm. Everybody got to
I know that's the last song, but I would listen to more of their stuff. I would.
Over time, songs become lore and they're not that surprising because they've been around for so long. That didn't sound that out there to me.
What was really popular when they were making this song? Do you know? So it would
It
influence.
was 1981. Synthesizers is what I think of. The 80s became, because of the technology, people could make a lot more varied sounds with a synthesizer. So you're definitely going to hear more of that. I don't think they use nearly as much synthesizer on their previous albums as they do on this one and later albums. Because that's when the technology was
right.
blowing up at that point.
And you're supposed
And
to
it's hard
play
to
with
resist
it.
that the power of being able to make all sorts of sounds now. Sometimes you hear a song from that era and that certain synthesizer
Yeah, Madonna.
sound.
Like most of Madonna's music from the 80s.
Yeah.
It's just completely different. And it's my,
But especially if you hear a band that played in the
version of, like,
70s and then you hear them in the 80s.
Oh.
As opposed to Madonna, who helped contribute to that 80s pop sound.
Mm-hmm.
We've both completed our first listen to an entire Rush album. That's a pretty impressive work. So that's your first foray into progressive rock? Really?
Possibly.
My introduction to progressive rock came from like Yes and Jethro Tull when I was a little tyke.
The more you listen
When you
to them, the
first
more
hear
you
it,
understand
you're
them.
not totally into it because you have no idea where it's going. Once you're familiar with it, it grows on you more
Yeah, that makes sense.
because there's more there.
Yeah.
There's more there to love.
Yes, I've experienced that. And listening to this and then watching the lives ones. And I will say that I really appreciate them as an older band. Just something
yeah.
about that vibe is just, it's obvious they're having a lot of fun still.
Oh yeah. Plus,
That's something to be deeply appreciated.
plus, in watching their live videos, you can see they have not lost it.
Yeah,
Usually
they're
when you
them.
watch an old rock band,
You're kind of...
you're like, are they even playing that or is somebody doing it off stage or whatever? They're actually even more accomplished than when they started. They just kept getting better and better and better at their craft. Now his voice, you can tell, especially in that 2011, he was really working hard. Oh my God.
I
You could
didn't
see
catch
what
that.
he was distorting his
Yes.
face so much because he had to get that note without
But he got
screaming.
it.
No,
And
he got it. He doesn't sound the same. Like you can tell it's not him as a
No,
young man.
but it's close.
But they're still
It's
he's still hitting the
close.
notes. It just
Yes.
sounds like a different
version
person,
of him.
a different version of him. Yeah, I think they aged enormously well.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Drumming, man. I have a whole new appreciation for drumming.
I'm just going to call him the professor from now on.
The
That's easy.
professor. That's delightful.
All the great drummers have an influence on all the other great drummers later,
I would hope so. You have to study from the best. You have to.
And you have to appreciate it all.
Yeah.
And learn from it all.
Modify it, change it, play with it, make it your own. Heck yeah. So all appreciation to all the artists and drummers.
Guess what it's time for? We want to thank our lovely, lovely patrons.
Thank you, patrons.
We could not do it without you. I mean,
No.
we can't monetize these videos, so your support is needed and so greatly appreciated.
And it gives us the chance to get to know you better, which we appreciate. Because,
Yes.
yelling into the void ain't fun for nobody. If you guys don't know, we have a Patreon page. We post a lot of cool videos on there. Stuff we can't show on YouTube, and we want to make as exclusive as possible. Check it out. And of course, there's the subscribe button. Helps us grow our channel.
Thank you so much for your comments.
Because we love to read them. Like, we love to.
And if you want to like our videos, of course, that helps. And sharing the videos helps. So it's really appreciated, guys. If you'd like to leave us a one-time tip or donation, here's the information. You could do PayPal or thanks button. All right, well, thank you all for joining us on the Rush ride. It was a rush. Sorry to say that again, but it really was. Good name. They picked the right name.
Good name.
Their band name is correct.
Yes.
They are Rush.
I get it. I will no longer stare at somebody in mute stupefaction when they say, hey, do you remember Rush?
Thanks, everybody. It was really fun sharing this album with you. We'll see you for the next one. Bye.